I need to get a call through. He teaches you how to get a call through, whether it's in the form of a 411 or whether it's in the form of a 911. And so when we look at this text, Matthew chapter 6, starting around verse 9, we look at what is actually a model prayer. It was not a prayer intended for us only to say. Instead, Jesus is teaching us, he's giving us a model for prayer. And we call it the Lord's Prayer. What we really ought to call it is the disciples' prayer, because he's teaching the disciples how to pray. And so this is a model prayer that Jesus offers. And in this model prayer, Larry, we see 4 framed elements in the prayer. Can I teach this morning?
Go ahead.
There are 4 elements in the prayer. First of all, there is the element of physical need. We see that in the prayer. See, what I'm trying to do here, Antoine, is I'm trying to help folk understand that if you talk to the text will what? It'll talk back to you. And so I'm trying to teach you that if you'll lean in and thoughtfully look at the text, there will be things that you will see. And there are 4 elements in the model prayer that Jesus gives. One is physical need. You see physical need in this, what we call the Lord's Prayer. And so physical need is in the prayer. It's an element in the prayer because Jesus wants us to know that although our physical beings are not the most important part of us, he still wants us to know that our physical being, that is our bodies, are the temples of God. Yes. And so Jesus is saying in this prayer, when you pray, I want you to feel free to pray about your temple, to pray about your body. I care about your physiology. Is anybody here glad that Jesus cares about your body? If cancer comes your way, hello somebody, Jesus says you can bring it. Bring it to me, bring it to me, bring it to me, bring it to me. So there's the physical need element in the prayer. And then second in the prayer, we see the relational need. We see the physical need, but we also see the relational need. Relational meaning relationships. We see that Jesus says, when you pray, it's all right to come to me, to come to the Father, and to talk about your relationship. Anybody in here need to go to him and talk about relationships? And in the prayer, we'll look at this later, Michelle, but in the prayer, the emphasis is not only on the vertical relational thing, but also the emphasis is on the horizontal thing. Oh man, I wish I could teach this morning. So we have the physical need element, that's the first element we see. And then 2, we see a relational need element. And then the other thing that we see in the Lord's Prayer is the spiritual need element. Hello, somebody. And I really like this comment because Jesus inserts this element that you can pray about, your spiritual needs. Has anybody in here ever been bone dry and spiritually disconnected? Has anybody ever been in a position when nothing seemed to mean anything to you? Everybody